everyone, we're going to build up an Arabian. We want the Arabian to look obviously super duper awesome. So what we want to do is go step by step on how we can make it look like this. Now, a lot of athletes can already do an Arabian on a trampoline. Whether or not it's perfectly technical, that's a whole nother story. In gymnastics, it's not ever as technical as trampoline just because you don't have enough time. So there's going to be a bit of a change between the trampoline version of an Arabian and the actual gymnastics version that you will use at competition. You can see here that the arm comes out a little bit to the side. It's not going over his head. This means that he's basically cheating the takeoff and trying to quickly snap it around just to rotate. This takeoff here looks more like a cartwheel, right? And that's why it's so sideways. But you want him to go up over top and try to eliminate all that skew. So we do this by going back to half airplane. There is another video that we have in the description below, so please check that out for a full in-depth review of how to do a half airplane. But assuming that you can already do that, you're really focusing on the arms swinging up over the head. Even if in gymnastics you don't necessarily get the same time as a trampoline, it still doesn't mean that you can't try to do it here first. What I'm going to be doing here is instructing Connor how exactly to put his arms. We don't want them off to the side. We want him to really think that they go past his ears first, then he's going to twist while he's narrow. If his arms are out to the side like that, he's going to fall over. But if he's thinking of the round off here, snap up, and while he's parallel, he's nice and straight here, not out to the side, while over top like this, and then he can go into a front roll. Getting this arm motion is really, really important. You can twist if your arms are above your head. If your arms are down and you're twisting, you're going to start going sideways because now you have more weight away from your body. You have to balance that out, and the way you do that is by sticking your butt out in the opposite direction. This makes the entire thing look skewed. And you can see here how the fluid motion really helps them understand what's going on. They go up, and then they turn and snap it in. If they do it too early, he's going to hit me, as you can see right here. He's going to snap down, think, oh, too early, boom, and he's now going to go sideways. And you can see how his butt would stick out towards the camera to try to balance that all out. But if instead you ask them to wait a little bit longer, then you'll get him up over top. Once they get used to it, you can bring them to the tumble track. Again, you're focusing on that snap up and swivel hips sort of style of takeoff. Right? You can see here that he's going up, but he's already contact too early, and now his takeoff is right here as he leaves. This is too sideways. What you want is the arms to be up a little bit more still. He'll still be able to make it around, and if the judges are on the same side, they're not going to even notice it very well. As you can see, he only went off about a foot, but again, still something to think about. If you want, you can break it down a little bit easier this way. What he's doing is basically going back a step, thinking half airplane onto the raised mats. Again, the arms are a lot better here. That looks like a much better takeoff because he's not so focused on the flip and where the landing is and all that other stuff. He's looking at just how do I just get the arms up where I need them to be. I'd be doing this drill quite a lot. And as they get better at it, it becomes more straight up and down. You can see here that takeoff is much better than the one before. So just breaking something down into little pieces really makes a difference. So make sure you go back, do these drills 100,000 times if you can, and then play with it some more. Again, one last time, you can see the takeoff is much more narrow. He's not having any problems rotating. From this position in the handstand, if you were to think snap in, then he would easily make it to his feet the way he just did. And you can see here, he's getting a lot more power now because of that extra takeoff. And now he can go into an Arabian double front, he can go into a half-half, he can do a lot of skills now because he's tightened up his takeoff a little bit more. Once the athlete plays around with it, they now just need to get onto their feet. Again, you're not focused on the technical aspects so much, more on trying to find their landing. They've already done so many of those other drills that they understand the technique and it's subconscious now. Now they just need to figure out, where do I land? And as you can see, you just build it up step by step, and his arms are still a little bit to the side. As you can see here, they're still pulling off a little bit there, but he's not sticking his butt out, which means that he's actually still getting a better takeoff with his arms going up. If the butt's coming out, that's really the sign of a real problem. Other than that, a little bit of skew on the takeoff is completely normal. When you start doing Arabian double fronts, it's no different. You just need a little bit more lift and a lot more power. But the technical aspect's the same and you can build it up the exact same way. Feel free to send us some comments about tutorials you'd like to see, or if you have any videos you want featured, let us know. Thanks!